Today I'm going to teach you how to be a salmon, which is the most philosophical of animals. This is your lesson for today on how to be more philosophical 101. And this is something that I, Emily, think about quite a lot because I'm trying to become an embodied Platonist, which means doing things Socratically, Platonically, philosophically. And I think that anyone can be a philosopher if they have the right mindset. And today's mindset tip is to question received wisdom. Seriously question, and usually probably obliterate received wisdom. Received wisdom is the large assumptions, blanket statements that everyone says and assumes is true, but you don't really know where they came from and no one ever really questions them, and they're usually wrong. And because they're never questioned, they can be quite insidious and have a pretty bad influence on your life and your thinking. And this is where we have to act Socratically and question them. And Socrates wasn't just questioning received wisdom. It was any sort of assumption at all. He was like, why are we assuming that? Let's talk about it. If a sophist comes to town and everyone's like, oh, they're so wise, they're a sophist, Socrates is gonna be like, is he really wise though? Everyone's all excited about famous poets. Oh, they must be really wise. They wrote this beautiful poem. Socrates is like, do you even know why this poem is good? And they didn't know. Everyone thinks Socrates is just gonna leave Athens and not get executed. Even the government, who doesn't even really care. Not Socrates. He's gonna do what he thinks is right. And it's by questioning what everyone else thinks that you get closer to whatever the actual truth is, whatever the actual correct course of action is. I'll give you a couple examples. Everyone always says brush and floss. So one would assume, based on the received wisdom, that you're supposed to brush your teeth and then floss them. But you're actually supposed to floss them and then brush them, because the floss removes the larger food particles so that the toothpaste and the bristles and everything can actually get into your teeth. Don't take my word for it though. Don't receive any wisdom from me. You should always question it. The place I see this sort of thing most often is in anything having to do with fitness. You have to get up at 5 in the morning if you want to be fit and disciplined and a good person. I've tried doing workouts 5 in the morning, and you know what I want to do after? Go back to bed. I personally hate doing anything first thing in the morning. I want to do it later in the day because that's when I get the best quality workout. And what's the goal really with your workouts? Is it to seem disciplined, or is it to actually train really hard? Okay, those are two kind of silly examples. Obviously, this concept also applies to serious things. And what does the philosophical salmon do? It asks questions about, why do I think this? Why does everyone around me think this? Are they just kind of going with what everybody else thinks? Is that what I'm doing? Am I okay with doing that? And see what you come up with when you have these conversations with yourself. Bonus points if you can think your thoughts while walking along a river in the direction opposite that it's flowing. And if you want to be like the philosophical salmon in other ways, follow me, because I will remind you that you should be thinking about Socrates every day.